brothers and sisters-in-law are squeezed together. Parents quarrel all day because of gambling. The eldest brother also made a big move with his sister-in-law. Alung is like a corpse walking in the flesh. Life has long been numb. This afternoon, Alung was walking on his way to work with his head down. His shoelaces were untied. Alung squatted down to tie his shoelaces. At this time, a couple of newlyweds jumped down from the building. Alung was covered in blood, but Alung was not afraid. Instead, he was angry because his clothes were stained with blood. This is the only one of his clothes that is still a brand. Alung seems to have met a troublemaker, asked the boss for a leave, and was directly fired. Want to have a drink with a friend. His friend saw that he had no money and ignored him. Alung walked on the busy streets of Hong Kong. The smell of loneliness. Alung was very upset and lit a cigarette. This situation is too suitable for smoking. Men seem to understand. Then Alung passed by a convenience store. I saw the information of hiring at the door of this store with the idea of not being starved to death. He walked in. Alung was successfully hired. He started working in his work uniform. The manager of the convenience store looks very mean. The biggest hobby is to scold Alung and urge him to buy $3 a bag of tiao sugar. In addition to Alung, there is also a female storekeeper, Ame. This female storekeeper, in order to be able to have a successful relationship with a rich second-generation boyfriend, it's a little bit crazy. Struggling at the bottom of society for many years, Alung naturally knows how to vent his inner grievance. Every time the manager bullies him, he will take Ame to the convenience store to sabotage. Stab a little umbrella, stole the sandwiches, bonus stab the handbag. This day, the manager was standing on the counter. I met Lao Piao Laduzi. Lao Piao Laduzi wants to use the bathroom. People have 3 levels. You can tell from the expression of Lao Piao he is really anxious. After Lao Piao, there is another old man walking into the supermarket to buy things in a bunch of products. Coincidentally got Aliang and Ame stole the sandwich of Justin. The old man is not good at tea. Seeing that the sandwich has been stolen, I went to the manager to return the money. The angry manager casually found a reason for a special product. Do not exchange. Seeing that the old man is easy to bully, also casually mocked. The old man is not old, bought a pair of scissors. Holding a pair of scissors in his hand, stabbed into the manager's neck. Everyone on site was shocked. 1 does not do, 2 does not repair. The old man has the idea of robbing money, but the money scattered in the counter makes him very dissatisfied. He said to the manager, if you pull out the scissors on your neck, your blood will spray everywhere like a fountain. Ready to start. At this time, the convenience store door opened. A self-titled BGM Ame walked in. Looks like a football baby, very sexy. The figure is really like a football, it's just that the expression looks a little wrong. The old man grabbed Ame and had threatened Aliang not to report. The manager was also hidden under the counter. Aliang seems to have forgotten what the manager is like now. See, Ame is fascinated. When Ame paid the bill, I took a small umbrella. Aliang saw that this was not pierced by herself, and Ame, he kindly told Ame this one is too thin and easy to break. Ame took another box. After Ame left, the people who had been hiding appeared. The robbery scene continued. Yes, the door opened. Again Ame walked in. Again, see this scene in front of you. I just want to buy a piece of candy. This time the old man didn't let Ame go. Tie Ame up with a rope. The process of tying Ame up is indescribable. Alian, Lao Piao, and the manager, all 3 people have a reaction at this time. A man in a suit came in. It turned out that Ame was his woman. The suit man saw so many people tied up, his face changed. The old man felt that he was provoked. He called the suit man a loser. After the suit man heard it, he poured a glass of wine for himself. The whole process was extremely elegant and handsome. The old man couldn't stand it. Take scissors against the suit man to scare him, but was slapped by the suit man. At this time, everyone found out. It turns out that the suit man is the big boss in the magazine. I usually have a lot of experience. Of course, I won't be scared by such a small scene. The old man is also a character who is weak and afraid of being used. Faced the big boss without any resistance. The handsome value of the big boss at this time has exploded. The young bird wrote a sentence to scold Ame. By a small umbrella. So slow. He took a box of money from the counter, pull out a banknote from the suit, delivered to the manager, who was still tied up. After the manager got the money, he was like a dog. Asked the big boss if he wants some more candy. The big boss looked at the candy and looked at the watch. It's so late. What should I tell my wife when I get home? I can't keep up with Ame. Then there is a VIP plot. Everyone here is fascinated at this time. A gunshot. The suit man was blown out. It was Lao Piao who shot. It turns out that Lao Piao's real identity is a police officer. I have a gun in my hand. The situation has been completely controlled by Lao Piao. Lao Piao ran out of the cell phone and called the police. Finally, 4 police officers arrived at the scene. The old man and the suit man were tied up by the police. Everything seems to be settled. The police found that Lao Piao was running away again. Looking at the identity exposed, Lao Piao pulled out the gun. 3 shots, 5 shots. 2 killed 3 police take the gun pointing to the last one at this time. Liang also picked up a gun, used the gun to point to Lao Piao, want to save the police. The scene formed a confrontation at this time. The door of the convenience store opened again, a child walked in, everyone suddenly had a dramatic change. Say hello to the child with a smile. Ame returned to the counter to continue to collect money. Lame sat on one side as if nothing had happened. The 4 men seemed to be friends for many years, chatting. The policeman who was pointed at by Lao Piao squatting on the ground, practicing the action of pulling out the gun. The boy left the convenience store after buying things. The moment the door was closed, the tense atmosphere appeared again. Everyone made an appointment. Everyone has to be at that moment restored to the action before the boy entered. But what surprised people was the police are putting action. Lao Piao violated the agreement, shot in advance, and sent the police to get the boxed meal. It's a pity that the police just practiced the action of pulling out the gun. Liang saw this scene, quickly threw away the gun in his hand. The situation returned to Lao Piao's control again. Locked the door. Lao Piao changed into the police's clothes and drank coffee. Tell everyone about the past. Speaking of this miracle, the door rang again. Lao Piao is particularly annoying. He doesn't like others to interrupt him, so put people in. See who it is. The person who knocked on the door, the boss of the bakery next door. He finally became a hostage through his own efforts. Lao Piao has been completely blackened at this time. He decided to let the hostages draw lots, determine the order of death. Coincidentally, the stomach started to hurt again at this time. He handed the gun to the boss who had just entered the store. Let the boss keep an eye on these hostages. Rushed to the toilet without looking back after Lao Piao left. Everyone was persuading the boss hurry up and kill Lao Piao, but the boss was already mentally brainwashed at this time. He felt that he was taken seriously by Lao Piao. Be sure to complete the task given to him by Lao Piao. Seeing this situation, everyone didn't care about the boss. Hurried to the door but found that the door had been locked by the boss. The boss laughed and said, just because of this convenience store, my store is about to close. Since I can't play, then don't play. It's all exploded. Then I showed everyone that he was carrying a bag. What's in the bag? It's actually a time bomb. The boss is cruel. The boss didn't talk much. Put the bomb on the ground and shoot at this time. The old man was still calm. Pick up the gun on the ground. I'm going to kill Lao Piao. Lao Piao heard that something was wrong outside, directly opened a gun to the door, only used 1 bullet. The old man and the suit man were injured. It turned out that Lao Piao only had 1 bullet in the gun given to the boss. This bullet, the boss used it to commit suicide after Lao Piao came out. He saw the bomb on the ground, decided to remove it. Everyone recommends Liang to do this job, but there is only 1 pair of scissors in the store, still stuck on the boss's neck. If you pull out the scissors, the manager must die on the spot. Lame stood up at this time. It turned out that she was a doctor, was forced to have a relationship. The sexy clothes were also worn by the suit man. Lame told everyone if within 2 seconds Liang can pull out the scissors, cut off the wire on the bomb and put the scissors back, the manager can save his life. Everyone thinks it makes sense. Started to act. Liang first practiced with the boss's body. After getting used to it, he began to practice. There was no accident. It was easy to remove the bomb and put the scissors back on the manager's neck. In a moment of success, everyone jumped excitedly. Only the suit man, who lost too much blood, returned out of the trap again. Lao Piao is ready to kill again, or the previous draw order. The first one is Liang, who saved everyone on the spot. Ame rushed out to save Liang, also slipped through the bullet. The 2 of them took the opportunity to hide. Ame saw through the reflection of the mirror the face of being disfigured. At that time it collapsed, rushed out and pinched Lao Piao's neck. Song Lao Piao took the boxed meal. Ame thinks the rich second-generation boyfriend won't love herself anymore. Just take a selfie, send it to her boyfriend to see how he reacts. At this time, the manager had picked up the gun, took over the position of Lao Piao, ready to kill everyone in order not to let too much blood. Also put everyone's head on the garbage bag in the process. Ame's rich second-generation boyfriend suddenly replied, said to go to the store to pick up Ame. The manager did not believe he himself has no happy marriage. I think there can't be such a good man in this world. Deliberately arranged for Ame to seduce the rich second generation, but after the rich second generation came to the store, he was indifferent to the sexy Ame. This test is over. Liang took off his clothes and put it on Ame. At this time, the rich second generation actually reacted. It turns out that the rich second generation likes men. Ame is just a lie. Ame was so angry that she took the gun, directly killed the rich second generation brother when preparing to commit suicide. Liang saved Ame because Liang has already fallen in love with Ame. The manager put the gun in the hands of the rich second generation. Want the rich second generation to kill Liang and Ame. The old man quietly ran to the back of the manager, pulled out the scissors on his neck, successfully sent the manager away. The old man got the gun again. Still a cruel personality. A gun broke the rich second generation's head. The Rich second generation sent Ah Mei to get the lunch. Seems to be really old otherwise. I wouldn't have fallen in love with Ah Mei, the old man told Ah Liang, and Ah Mei, he is also a person at the bottom of society, very hate this society. He shot Ah Mei to death. There are only 2 people left alive. The old man let Ah Liang think of every way fight him, but Ah Liang really can't find a weapon in this convenience store. I can only hold a bomb. I hope the old man has a plan. Dare not shoot, but the old man's shooting is much more accurate than he imagined. A few shots hit Ah Liang to the ground in the end. Ah Liang played a psychological war. He told the old man, you must not dare to hit this bomb because my life is harder than yours. If you hit this bomb, it must be you who died. Not me. The old man accidentally blew up the bomb after the explosion. Only Ah Liang was alive. This kid's life is really hard. Ah Liang stood up hard. I thought I was the only survivor, but I saw a dead body on the ground. Look exactly like yourself. Those who died before also stood up. It turns out that the only one alive in this convenience store is Ah Liang. Others have already died. The old man was beaten and killed by the street. The manager died in his own bed because of family conflicts. The old man was shot to death by his companion for money. When Ah Mei and the suit man were doing indescribable things in the bathtub with a blade slipped through the suit man's neck, then stabbed himself. When the boss studied the bomb, killed himself. The suit man and Ah Mei are the couple who jumped off the building at the beginning of the film. These people gathered together just to fight for a chance to come back to life. This opportunity needs a body now. The only thing that can be used is Ah Liang's body, but everyone despises Ah Liang, don't want to get on his body in the end. Ah Liang did not despise his body, resurrected successfully. The film ends here. The whole movie is full of black humor, although there is no big production and big scene, but the story is very connotative. Whoever gets the gun, whoever gets the right to speak, others have no idea of resisting. This gun represents the highest social class. The people at the bottom are helplessly living. Even a doctor with a bright appearance also suffered from the oppression of some people. The movie tells us there is no real laughter in the world, whether it's the lungs at the bottom of society or the boss in the suit. No one can escape the suffering. Okay, that's it for today. Remember to send your love and message subscription to express your attention. See you next time.